Hey guys, today I'm sharing with you my favorite products from the month of March. These are just the products that I reach for on an almost everyday basis for the past few weeks. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button below, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know what my favorite products were, just please keep on watching. Alright, so I'll start off with face products first. The month of March, the weather started warming up a little bit and I really started thinking about makeup for spring and summer. And I realized that during spring and summer, I really don't need a full coverage foundation every day and that I wanted to lighten up my look a little. And so I picked up the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream plus Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. That's a really long name. Most people just call it the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream. This product's really great because it has SPF 50 in it, so it's really going to protect your skin against the sun. It also, for a CC cream, has really good coverage. I'm not going to compare this to like a full coverage foundation, but I'd say it gives you light to medium coverage and you can build it up a little bit. It's also pretty hydrating, so if you have oily skin, you can probably skip out on your moisturizer. I have dry skin, so I put on my moisturizer and then I'll put on this as well. But I've really just been liking this for an everyday look, especially when I'm going for a more effortless look. So the one thing that stinks about this product is it only comes in about 5 or 6 shades. So I'm in shade Fair, which is the lightest shade, and I'm actually more in between fair and light, but light was just a little bit too dark. So if you find that you're in between shades like I am, I suggest going down a shade because it's always easier to add bronzer and darken up your face than to try and make your face lighter. So if you're in between, go down. I went with Fair, even though I was kind of in between, and I've really been liking this choice. So the next foundation is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. It is a full coverage foundation, and it is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. So I just picked this up maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've been wearing it probably like every other day. I've really been mixing it up with this and the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. When I just want a more natural look, I'll go for this, and when I want a more full coverage look, I'll go for this. This is really cool because it comes with like a wand applicator. It almost looks like a giant concealer wand, so it makes it really easy to apply. And I find the best way to apply this is I usually try and do my whole face with just one dip of the wand, and then if I need a little bit more coverage in some places, like I have a little bit of acne scarring on this cheek, I'll go back in for a second dip and just dot a little bit more where I need more coverage and then blend that out. I find it's just easier to add only where I need more coverage and try and keep it pretty sheer on the rest of my face. That way I'm less likely to get cake face, and that doesn't go for just this foundation. That's just kind of for all of my foundations across the board. I'm kind of just, you know, learning that less is more sometimes. So, but this is a really good full coverage foundation. I'd say it's good for all skin types. I have dry skin and I really like it. I've seen girls on YouTube who have really oily skin and like it. I'd say maybe if you have like really textured issues on your skin, maybe this would cling a little bit to those texture dry patches, but otherwise it doesn't like dry my skin out, and it also lasts a really long time. So Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Concealer, I really like this. And if you're wondering, in this I'm in the shade Linen, which is the second to lightest shade. Alright, next for face products is a bronzer, and is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This comes in 2 shades. There's the shade Bronzer and the shade Light Bronzer. This is a bronzer that's really good for fair to light people. I find sometimes that bronzers can show up really muddy on me if they're super dark and pigmented, so this is a nice lighter toned bronzer, and it smells like coconuts. It kind of smells like sunscreen, like when sunscreens have that coconut scent. That's exactly what this bronzer smells like, so it actually makes me really excited for summer. This is actually the bronzer that I am wearing today. It just gives you a really natural look on your skin. I wouldn't use this bronzer for contouring. I kind of just use it more to warm up the skin, but it's not like a super orangey like warm tone. It's just a really good neutral tone that's not too overwhelming on the skin. and Physicians Formula is a drugstore brand, so it's pretty affordable. Physicians Formula can be more on the high end of drugstore, but it's still cheaper than anything you're gonna find at Sephora, and I've been wearing this literally almost every single day. I've kind of had to force myself to switch it up so I can use some of my other products. Alright, so the next product that I've been using is a product that I've owned for a while, and it is the Balm's Mary Lou-Manizer. This is a highlight, and it's a very intense champagne highlight. This is what it looks like in the pan, and I'll show you what it looks like in a concentrated swatch. I don't know if you can see that, but that's it right there. I'm actually wearing it on top of my cheekbones today, so if you're catching a little bit of glow on my face, that's what is glowing, is this product right here. I used to always be really intimidated by this product because it is very intense, but intense highlights have been really in lately, and so I've kind of just decided that I need to get over my fear of intense highlights and just bust this out more, and I'm so glad that I did because it's just so fun to have bright, glowy skin. It kind of makes me excited for the summer. So this is a really good product. It lasts all day, and it just has the most beautiful tone, and it doesn't look, I mean, yes, it's intense, but it's not too over the top. It still just gives you the perfect amount of glow. So this is the Balm's Mary Lou-Manizer. If you don't know where to find the balm, I always buy mine from I think thebalmcosmetics.com. Just Google the Balm Cosmetics. Or if you're familiar with Haute is a flash sale site, and a lot of times they'll have the Balm on there for 50% off. So I've also picked up some of the Balm products from Haute when they're about 50% off. Alright, so just a few more products left, and they're all really affordable products. The first one is the e.l.f. Contour Palette. Now, if you watched my last video, I did a top 10 under $10, and I mentioned this palette in that video. It's just the most perfect contour palette, not just for drugstore and underneath $10, but this even rivals some of my high-end contour palettes. It's got a nice warm shade to kind of bronze up your skin tone a little bit, and then it's got the cool tone shade to really chisel out your cheekbones, and then it's got the great yellow under eye setting powder, and then it's got a nice kind of glowy shade. It's got the most faint glow, so a lot of times I'll mix it in with this yellow powder to set my under eye concealer. I love this palette because, as I mentioned, it's really affordable, but also the powders are really pigmented, they blend really well, and it's also very compact, so if I wanted to travel and take a contour palette with me, I would most likely grab this one because it's much smaller than any of my other contour palettes. So if you're looking to get into contouring but you're kind of hesitant to spend the money, I highly recommend picking up this palette. You will not regret it. Alright, the next product is another product that I mentioned in my top 10 under $10, and as I mentioned in this video, this is technically right on the $10 price point, but it's well worth it. This is the e.l.f. Mad About Matte palette. It's a, as the title says, it is a strictly matte palette, and there's 10 shades in here, and they blend really well. My problem with drugstore eyeshadows is it's hard to find good matte shades that are pigmented and blend well. A lot of times they're very faint and they're very chalky and they're hard to blend. That is not the case with this palette. So I have a lot of drugstore single shimmery shadows, and it's hard to find good matte shadows to pair them with, so I'll always just grab for this palette, and then I'll grab some for some of my single shadows, and I can come up with some really great looks. I'm actually wearing this palette on my eyes right now. I've been reaching for this over some of my high-end palettes. I really, really like it. I found this at Target. I suggest going to your Target to see if they have this there because it is well worth the $10. Alright, and then the last product is something that I don't talk about very much on my channel, but almost every single day when I do my makeup, I always use a setting spray. I don't know if setting sprays necessarily prolong my makeup wear. I don't usually have an issue with my makeup wearing off because I have dry skin, so it's not like my oils are breaking up my makeup, but I like using a setting spray to take away some of the powderiness. By the time I get on foundation, and then I set my under eye concealer with powder, and then I put on bronzer, and I put on blush, and I put on highlight, that's a lot of powders, and sometimes it can just tend to look a little too much. So I always like using a setting spray just to kind of seal everything together and take away away that powdery look. So one that I picked up recently is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Setting Spray. Now I want to say this product is like $4 or $5. It's super affordable, and I picked this up probably a little over a month ago, and I'm almost done with this entire bottle. That's how much I love it. I used it almost every single day for the past month. I've already bought a backup because that's how much I like this and want to make sure that I always have it on hand. I will just warn you, it does have a strong synthetic fragrance, so I just make sure I hold my breath when I use a setting spray, but if scent really bothers you that much, I would probably avoid this. But if you're just looking for a really good affordable setting spray and you can get over the scent, I highly recommend this one. Like I said, I've already bought a backup because I like it that much.